off with this Dallas disaster. Um, the Dallas Mavericks missed the play in this year. They were 29 and 26 at the halfway point of the season. They traded for Kyrie at the trade deadline and went 7 and 17. So who is the most to blame for Dallas missing the play in this year?
I'll take it first. I don't really know. I'd say you might have to blame the front office. They've tried to put pieces around Luca to work that just haven't worked out. You brought in Christian Wood. You bring in Kyrie. Um, with the whole obviously with the whole Jalen Brunson thing, right? Jalen Brunson's been balling out, and they kind of kept saying like, "Hey, like we can't, whatever." We had no chance to sign him, but they had no, you know what I mean? Like, have you guys seen that? Like, they
Yeah,
didn't have the opportunity to sign him because whatever they already got. He already went to the Knicks.
no.
I'd say like,
Well, he said it was Mark Cuban said it was Rick Brunson's fault that his dad was got too involved in the contract negotiations, and so um, it was basically his fault. But they could have
yeah,
offered him. They offered. I think he was
they
ready to
could
sign a 4-year, 55 million
midway through the
contract
year,
before the
midway through the
beginning of the
year.
year. And then after his playoff run, he wanted more money, which they couldn't do.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I think I wouldn't blame Luca. I don't even blame Kyrie. You could blame the maybe you could blame like the side pieces. You could blame the um, Reggie Bullocks and the Christian Woods of the world. But at the end of the day, like I think you got to blame the front office for not putting the right pieces around Luca. But yeah, the dumpster fires kind of came out of nowhere. I thought, I mean, I thought Dallas was a lock, especially with getting Kyrie to make the playoffs. But yeah, I'm kind of still confused on how they didn't really make it work. Obviously, their defense is terrible, but yeah, it's maybe blame coaching, I guess. Blame Jason Kidd for the defensive part, but I don't know. I'm like still very surprised they didn't make the playoffs. So
You want to go, Jaden, or you want to let me go?
You can go.
Dallas Mavericks are a disaster, a dumpster fire organization right now. Ever since Luka has came into the league, they have failed to put like the correct pieces around him for him to actually succeed. They tried to bring in Kristaps Porzingis, that didn't work. They traded for Kyrie after having Johnson play like his ass off in the playoffs. So they would have got Jalen Brunson at a cheaper price if they would have just signed him earlier, and then they would have got the same production or a little bit less than they got from Kyrie, and still being able to keep all the defensive pieces. The downfall of this organization was trading for Kyrie, and it's not Kyrie's fault. It's a problem with the personnel. They traded Dorian Finney-Smith. They traded Spencer Dinwiddie. Dorian Finney-Smith was their best defender, and they were an okay defensive team before he. The problem is they weren't hitting shots, and Luka was having to do too much. But by trading for Kyrie, which he's a free agent this summer, so I don't know why they traded for Kyrie in the first place. He can literally walk out the organization, and they basically traded him for nothing, and they just lost Spencer Dinwiddie and Dorian Finney-Smith, the heart of their team. So the biggest reason that Dallas failed this year was their front office for sure. It wasn't Luka, it wasn't Kyrie. It was because the front office failed. They have no type of defense. They have no rim protector. They have no perimeter defenders, and that's a front office coaching problem, personnel problem. That's not Luka. That's not Kyrie. So that's the biggest reason that Dallas failed this year.
Jane, you got it? Yeah, Jane, you want to go or you want to hop in the next idea?
Yeah. I'll say something. So, I don't really disagree. I disagree with Latif when you say they have no rim protectors. They're just choosing not to play JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee is their rim
Bro,
protector.
come on, bro.
Does he not? Does he not help? Does he not help?
He's
Like, they
bro.
don't
I'm
play
not gonna
him.
lie. JaVale McGee is like 30. Like he's like 35. One, he's not.
Still, bro.
He's not good enough.
He's way better. He's way better than fucking Dwight Powell, bro.
Yeah, but that's not saying much though. I mean, I feel like playing him.
Still, if
he
you
played a game like 30 minutes one time, they still up so many points. They have no one to even like. He's not a good enough rim protector to let like if you have Kyrie and you have Luka as your perimeter defenders, he's not to alleviate any of that, bro.
I think he's a way better option than Dwight Powell. I feel like we can all agree on that part.
I'd rather them play Christian Wood than JaVale McGee. They should have played Christian Wood. They didn't play Christian Wood at all. Like
Yeah,
that's
and I was gonna say that. Christian Wood definitely didn't get the minutes that he deserves. He's a great offensive weapon. Defense, I don't know, but I feel like he does serve a better purpose than JaVale McGee if you want to look at it in that regard. Second, it was just they don't have defensive pieces. I don't think they should have traded for Kyrie. If you had a way to get Jalen Brunson, it sounds like maybe it was that the chance of that was slim to none. But if there was some type of way to get him, I feel like you should have done that. But yeah, it's just the defensive pieces. I think Luka came out and said that he doesn't think they could stop anybody, and that's true. They couldn't stop anybody, so that's why they're in the position that they're in right now.
My next
Let
question
me,
is, go ahead.
yeah, I was gonna hop in the next thing, but I was gonna transition off what you said. Luca, like when you said Luca just says they can't stop anyone, Luca just looks so fed up and so pissed with the entire situation. You know what I mean? Luca just looks
Yeah,
like beyond, like, obviously they made the Western Conference Finals last year, but like, I mean, they didn't have tons of success in his first couple of years in the league. But like right now, I've never seen Luca like fed up like this from his own organization. I feel like for the most part, he enjoys Dallas. He enjoys, you know what I mean? He enjoys the organization. He enjoys the city. But he just doesn't look like he wants to be there right now. So it's weird, I guess, seeing Luca like this because like I mean, obviously with the whole Devin Booker thing, he was mad at Book, like right, like that little beef was going back and forth. Like you see him that kind of mad, but I don't think we've ever seen like Luca like
mad
frustrated with the
within the
situation like he
organization.
is right now.
It wasn't.
Yeah,
It didn't seem like anger to me. It seemed like discouragement. It seemed like he was like. I was watching the interview with him, and he said he had a lot of stuff going on. I think he may have some stuff going on basketball that he was dealing with as well. And then the overall team being terrible. I think that really hurt his mood as well. And then he was saying like he missed Jalen Brunson and stuff like that. I don't think that's good for the team to be saying he missed Jalen Brunson. But I don't know, man. They just
I
kind
don't
of
think it's
they went to
bad. He's not saying he's like wishes somebody he was there over somebody. I think he just misses the
that's
production that he
that's
brings.
what I heard when he said that. I mean,
I
my
mean,
next
but
question though,
again,
like I feel like that might alienate Kyrie a little bit, and that's going
Nah,
into my point. Like, should the Mavericks re-sign Kyrie next year?
no. First of all,
if you
who
can
was the
get some defensive pieces, I don't see why not.
yeah, I guess, but so who was it that said was it Bill Simmons said that he thinks Kyrie and will resign in Dallas and then LeBron and Draymond Green will both try and go to Dallas too to join up with Luca and
Yeah,
Kyrie.
we don't gotta entertain that.
So I don't think that's whatever. That's not gonna happen. I think Luca and I think Kyrie are super fun to watch play together. I don't think that they're like the best pairing you could have, right? I don't think it's like the best pairing. Two crazy offensive scorers. I would want a defensive piece in your backcourt instead of Kyrie. I think
And who
like
would that be? Like
Jalen
ideally, who would
Brown,
you say?
Jalen Brown. I get he had a bad defensive year this year. I know we keep talking about that, but like Kyrie does everything with the ball in his hands, and Luka does too. And Luka does not. I don't think Luka works the greatest off ball because he's the offense. I think Jalen Brown, if they could try and talk, I don't think you do a sign and trade. I think Kyrie should leave. I don't think Kyrie needs to be in Dallas. I think Kyrie can move on. I think it's more on Dallas's fault for spending so much to get Kyrie in the first place when he was basically just a rental player. But I think we've talked about Jalen Brown a lot on this podcast about going from team to team. And Dallas obviously has to look at if they want to. You don't want to trade Luka, but they got to kind of look at what's the future for them. And I think they will still try and win now with Luka. You're not going to trade. You're not going to give up on him yet. So I think any superstar player, Bradley Beal, Jalen Brown, Dame Lillard, anybody who is like in trade talks will be rumored to go to Dallas. But I would want a defensive, like a two-way backcourt piece with Luka. I don't think Kyrie is that. So I don't think they re-sign him. I think use that money and use whatever other pieces you have. Use your first round pick and you try and trade for somebody else.
I think they have to re-sign him. Like, if you don't re-sign Kyrie, what was the whole entire point of giving away Dorian Finney-Smith and giving away Spencer Dinwiddie at the trade deadline? Like, what
Because you
was
thought
the
you were
point of
making the
that?
playoffs. You thought you were making the playoffs.
Okay,
You thought you
but then to go back and not re-sign them, that doesn't make sense to me. Like,
Yeah,
if you're
you gave
gonna
up all your assets just to
if you
have a
gave up
player
a first
project.
round pick, two
for 3
players
months.
in the middle of the, like, it makes no sense for 3 months, bro.
So
That makes no sense to me.
so you're just going to be very stuck? Like, I guess I'm thinking like, okay, just like, why not just cut your losses now? It's obviously not working out. You don't have, how much money they got, we didn't, I'm look this up. How much money they got in upcoming free
I
agency?
don't know how much they have next year, but I think if they re-sign Kyrie and add some more pieces on the perimeter defensively, then they could be a good team.
Like, who's available?
I haven't looked at the free agency market yet. It's still in the regular season, but it will be 3-and-D players on the market. There's 3-and-D players every year. That's what they need. They have someone to take the offensive pressure off of Luka. They just need They need a better rim protector. They need someone on the wing that can guard people, and that'll be good. I mean, Jalen Brunson. I mean, Kyrie's still an upgrade from Jalen Brunson, right? Like when it comes down to it. So if they can go have the same success they had with Jalen Brunson. They just need the defenders. They don't got Dorian Finney-Smith. They don't got Spencer Dinwiddie. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie is an okay defender. They don't have I mean, and then the culture was just a whole lot different last year. They were fifth in defense last year. Jason Kidd instilled that. I think Jason Kidd needs to go. I don't think he's a good coach. They need to hire somebody else. I think Mark Cuban needs to not have so much to do with the organization next year. It's a lot of changes they need to make.
All right, so they literally have. So you got Kyrie and you got Luka, each $40 million a year. You have almost what?
Kyrie's not getting $40 million a year.
You got $40 million, $50 million tied up with Reggie Bullock, Dwight Powell, Christian Wood, Bertans, Tim Hardaway. You got 16 plus going to Tim Hardaway and Davis Bertans. Like, no one wants those contracts won. So how do you get those off your books? And if you're paying Kyrie, how much is Kyrie going to get then? He's going to get a 2-3 year deal. I think it's a 2-3 year deal for some. I think 30, 35. It'll be around 40 mil.
I mean,
it'll be around 40 mil.
His market is not going to be good. I mean, his market is not going to be that good. Kyrie's market is not going to be good. Nobody wants him, bro. I'm sorry. He wants a long-term deal. Like, nobody wants all the stuff that comes with him. So Dallas will be really the only team that's going to, like, the Lakers, obviously, because they're delusional. But, like, besides that,
Jalen Brunson got paid $26 million a year. Do you think Kyrie will get more than Jalen Brunson?
I mean, yes, but that will be yes.
Okay, so that puts him at 30, 35 mil. I think you put 5,
not 40
10 mil ahead. It's around the same ballpark.
I mean, you can do a lot with $5 million. You took out the mid-level exception and all that. They can still bring in veteran pieces to play defense, bro.
But they can't. Dallas has so much money tied up in other stupid pieces that they have to figure out a trade to get this off the books. I don't think they have a ton of money.
So you would have them. You would have the first round pick, lose Dorian Finney-Smith, lose Spencer Dinwiddie, and then just get rid of Kyrie, and then who they like you said, who they bringing in to fill his place? Bradley Beal is a terrible option. I don't even know why you mentioned him. That's a terrible option.
I'm not saying him. I'm saying every single superstar who will be in trade talks this year.
Jaylen Brown.
No, you said Jaylen Brown. You said Jaylen Brown.
Brown be the number one guy.
But you had to trade for Jaylen Brown. One.
Yes.
You had to trade for Jaylen Brown. And what are the Mavs giving themselves to make them do that?
First round pick, a couple first round picks. Try and give them depth with Christian Wood. Their centerpiece has been a revolving door. Robert Williams and Al Horford are both good. I'm just saying, like, I don't think Kyrie's the answer. We could talk. We'll be in the same position next year when Kyrie and Luka finish as a what? You look at the West. Who are they better than the West? Like, what pieces are you going to get to retool this year?
This current team is bad, but next year, like, if they have different pieces, it'll be better. I mean,
if they get defensive pieces, then I don't see why Luka and Kyrie can't throw it together.
I think the one piece you look at is OG Anunoby. I think if you try and talk to Toronto, would want 3 first round picks for him. Like, OG Anunoby is a great piece that could help out their team so much on the defensive side, but they're asking 3 first round picks. Like, everybody's just so expensive now to trade for.
It depends on the pick, though. I think it depends on the pick. I think if it's a 10th pick, then they'll give that to them, and probably another one or a second round pick or something like that. But the 10th pick is very valuable. They're not gonna get 3, bro. Because if it's 3 first round picks,
Toronto got offered 3 first round picks for OG, and they said no.
Bro, those are probably 3 late first round picks, though. Because you think about it, OG.
I think it was New York.
If you think about it, OG, and those 10 picks will be late because New York's gonna be good. Those picks will be late.
Okay, what's good? New York's gonna be good.
It's top. It's lottery. Those are not gonna be lottery picks. The next picks are not gonna be lottery.
Are you saying Dallas is gonna be a lottery? I mean, like, top 10? Dallas is gonna be end of the lottery. I think it'll be 14.
This year,
13, 14, 15.
This year they have a top 10 pick. They have a pick from New York. Kristaps Porzingis trade. It's top 10 protected.
Who are you saying? You say Dallas is top 10 pick?
Yes, they have a top. That's the reason they tanked the other day, Max. They tanked the other day to get that top 10 pick, bro. The odds are top 10 protected, bro.
They will have 10 or 11.
Yeah, if they get 11, it goes to the Knicks. But if it's top 10, then they keep it.
So, but what trade are you giving to like? Who are you getting? Like, who is the pieces that are going to say this piece is going to help you out significantly on the defense side of the ball? That is going to
you just said OG, and I don't think they're going to ask for 3 first round picks if it's a top 10 pick. Because, like,
so what do you get him? You get him what? OG and what else? What other person on your team has value? Hardy? You're getting him Jalen Hardy and Josh Green or something?
They're not doing that. I think they should keep Jaden Hardy and Josh Green. Josh Green is
So
good on defense. But
there's no one on that
you
team
think
with
about it on
value though.
Toronto is gonna probably be. We got to see. They should be heading into a rebuild. They should be taking. I don't know. I got to look into like is Reggie Bullock and Chris Bertrand's expiring contracts. They need to be taking expiring contracts. They need to be taking anything to get whatever they can get back for OG. And a top 10 pick would be very good for OG. That's very just that by itself and a couple of players is enough. Like OG is a good player, but top 10 pick is can be better than OG. And they'll have like two in the top like 15. So I mean that'll be enough. They can getting a player like OG is realistic, bro. It really is. That pick is top 10. It's realistic for sure.
Yeah, I think so. Raptors, whatever. The Raptors literally their price was way too high for OG. Let's talk about this. Masai Ujiri. This is just for the Warriors. Jonathan Kuminga and others plus picks.
They don't have a top 10 pick.
The Knicks offered him 3 first-round picks. Like I get it, that's fine. But at the end, like 3 first-round picks where you don't know what they'll be at, or 1 top 10 pick.
One top 10
Like,
pick.
1 top 10 pick.
You know what?
3 first-round picks that are up in the air.
You know where those. Well, obviously going to probably add more first-round picks than just the first one, but I think they probably do 2 because I mean 3 first-round picks. You're trading them to the Knicks. I mean, OG on the Knicks are probably gonna be good for the next 3 years. Those picks are gonna be late for first round. Like the Knicks have established culture. Jalen Brunson is signed for a couple more years. Like they're gonna be good. The Knicks are gonna be good. They have one of the brightest futures in the NBA, bro. So them picks are gonna be late. Probably like 17 to 20 something.
One of the great. Oh, the Knicks have one of the brightest futures in the NBA.
They do.
How old is Jalen Brunson?
Bro, for as long as they have Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin, like Quentin Grimes. They have one of the best young cores. They have one of the best young cores in the NBA.
New York will not be more than a 4 seed for the next 4 or 5 years.
And that's fine. That is that a top? What pick is that? That's like
it depends. It depends on
like
what
19.
the East and the West are. I'm just saying, like that's. I'm kind of talking more about how you said the Knicks would be one of the best teams. Like they will be mid. They will be mid. I would rather have picks drafting. I would rather have 3 years of picking at 16 or 17 than 110 pick. Anyways, we got to keep moving on. But you guys, so you guys both want to re-sign because you've given up so much already. Why not re-sign it? Yes. So you're going all in on the Luka and Kyrie backcourt.
Yes, that's not, bro. That's a crazy good offensive backcourt. They just need to fill the pieces around them. The roster sucks. They need to fill out the roster. If it's possible for them to fill out the roster, then they should obviously keep Kyrie. And it depends on how long. I think Kyrie wants a long term. Depends on how much money he wants, how long he wants. But it depends on what Luka wants as well. I mean, they got 1 more. They got like 2 more years of Luka until he can like get out of his contract and like request a trade and stuff like that. So it all depends, bro. I don't want to talk about. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's thinking more to the future. If Luka does request a trade, do you guys have any place that you want him to go or what?
Only one I have is the Pelicans and Denver.
The only issue is you need to have a team who is they have the assets, but they can also have enough assets to where you're not trading your entire franchise for him. And I'll be biased, but the Thunder fit that mold.
Yeah, but the Pelicans probably are better. They fit that mold better. Give up Zion Wilson. Yes.
Yo. This is a good conversation now.
Wait.
So, yeah, what do the Pels give up? What do the Pels give up to get
the Pels give up Zion Williamson and Dyson Daniels.
That's it?
And a pick or 2. Yes, that's enough. We talking about Zion Wilson here.
Yeah, no, I thought you were gonna mess around and say Dyson Daniels and Herb Jones and Trey Murphy and picks. Like, no, that'd be terrible.
No. Zion Wilson is a generational talent, and you can build a team around him if he stays healthy.
I don't mind that. I thought you were gonna say some dumb stuff like how he was training with Dame and I thought you were gonna put him in the same value as Dame. Jaden, what do you think about that?
Would you trade Zion for Luka Doncic?
I wanted to talk about this later, but I don't know. The emergence of Trey Murphy, I don't know. Zion is just showing that he can't stay healthy, bro. And it's kind of a sad reality. As a fan of him, it's kind of hard to swallow that pill, but it's just looking like it is what it is.